5 months since I left my narcissistic husband. We dated for 2 years and we were married for almost 3. Even now, as I sit here and share my story with you, my heart is still unsettled. I'm still on the journey of healing, step by step. Hello, and welcome to Narc Stories and Healing, a place where we share real stories about relationships with narcissists and the journey of finding ourselves again. This is the very first story on this channel. That night, I finally saw who he really was. The man I married was not the man I thought I knew. Have you ever felt like you were living with a stranger right inside your own home? That was exactly how I felt. I was 10 years younger than him. When we got married, I was 29, with a good job, stable income, and a simple but supportive family back home. He was different, in his 40s with no assets, divorced, and raising 2 children alone in a rented house in the city. The day I told my parents I wanted to marry him, they were devastated. They cried so much. Everyone said to me, "Why would you do this to yourself? Why marry him?" But I thought, a man who takes care of his children must be a good man. A man who has been through pain must know how to love deeply. I believed I had found my soulmate. I thought, as long as we love each other, we can get through any hardship. And I believed it with all my heart. But marriage was nothing like I imagined. At first, he made little jokes that cut me down, making me feel stupid. Then he'd laugh it off as if it meant nothing. Then came the silence. He could go days without speaking to me, while I sat there waiting, desperate for just one word. And no matter what happened, it was always my fault. I remember telling myself, maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I just need to try harder. Have you ever blamed yourself like that? And then one night, after another argument, he exploded. He smashed things around the house. He screamed at me, "If you can stay, then stay. If you can't, then get out." In that moment, my heart pounded in my chest. My hands trembled. I looked around the room, the place I thought was my home, now shattered by his rage. I froze. I hurt. I felt humiliated, and then I asked myself, do I really deserve this? How many times has he raged at me? How many times have I swallowed my pain? Can I really live like this for the rest of my life? I started searching for answers. One day, while scrolling online, I stumbled upon the word narcissist. I kept reading and reading. The signs were all there: gaslighting, manipulation, silent treatment. It felt like someone had written down the exact story of my marriage. I was stunned. I was shocked. I was broken, and then I felt guilty. How could I have ignored all those signs for so long? How could I have silenced my own pain? But for the first time, I felt understood. I realized I wasn't the only one. It wasn't all in my head. And most importantly, it wasn't my fault. Recognizing that my husband was a narcissist, that was the very first step of my healing journey. In the next videos, I'll share the red flags I missed so that you might recognize them earlier than I did. Please subscribe to Narc Stories and Healing to walk with me through this journey of breaking free and healing. And don't hesitate to share your story in the comments, because maybe, just maybe, your story and mine could help someone else find their way out sooner. Because we all deserve to be happy.